G'day, and welcome to the Best of the Rest F1 podcast with Sticks and Fraser. Tune in weekly to hear everything Formula One.
Woo! It's that time of year again. Predictions.
I love that. That was very energetic, bit of hype.
Well, it's the fun time, mate. We get to have a bit of a laugh, throw some shit at the wall and see what sticks, because we've really got no idea at all.
Oh, this one's going to be all up in the air, I think.
There's a little bit of a pecking order, but yeah, really, we're just going to be talking shit and hoping we're somewhat in the ballpark.
Yeah, well, new regs, new teams. Who really knows what's going to happen? I think, there's even been that little bit of testing and whatnot. I haven't seen much, to be honest, but I don't think that's really going to help anyone. It just throws more curveballs, especially these teams doing different interpretations of what they can do with the rear wing. So, yeah, hard to tell if what they decide is going to make them perform better or worse.
I'm hearing a lot about engineering battles come this season. Like what we see in the first few races is... it's not going to be like the previous regs where there's not a lot of room for movement and a little bit of improvement throughout the year. They reckon there'll be rapid improvement and teams could be moving all over place week to week. Maybe not the top four or so. There might be a little bit of separation, but in terms of all the teams below that, it could be, who brings the next upgrade package that everyone's scrambling to try and copy. Yeah,
right. So was it like because of the new regs and gone different directions, there's probably a bit more ambiguity and, be able to interpret the rules differently to be able to find that little loophole or edge that another team might not have got.
Yeah, I believe so. Well, here's one for you that I heard, I think it might have been on Sky Sports F1. You know how in previous years you could see the exhaust at the rear of the car? You just see the circle exhaust right at the back. They've got a contraption, for lack of a better word, that feeds the exhaust fumes up onto the rear wing. I think this may have been Ferrari that have this to try and add some extra downforce.
Yeah, okay.
Just little things like that as soon as something clicks and all of a sudden you get a performance boost, everyone's going to be like, damn, what's that team doing? We need to do that. So it's going to be an engineer's delight coming into this season.
Yeah, right. That's actually interesting because I was thinking about their rear wing, how you may or may not have seen, but they're doing like I don't know how many degree pivot, like 270, I guess, where it's going the whole way round but to still be open, but you're essentially looking from the back of the car, you're seeing the logos that you'd normally see on the front of the wing. So it's like...
full on flipping from
like
the closed vision.
Over 180 because it flips over and then opens more again. So I think maybe it is roughly 270. But because of that and the shape of the wing, it's kind of got this curved shape that comes. So if the airflow's coming over the front of the car, it would hit, say, underneath of it, but then be lifting up out the back, like fanning upwards, kind of like a rooster tail, if you can picture that. So now with what you're saying with the exhaust kind of feeding up back under it and probably out that way, because I was thinking that would be bad to start with. And I was thinking, hang on, that'd actually be pretty good because it'd almost be like lifting the rear of the car up a bit so that there's not as much weight, because that would help, wouldn't it, with top speed?
I guess.
Because you only want more downforce in corners and braking, don't you?
I mean, I'm no aerodynamicist, but I can see what you're saying.
Anyway, that might work.
Let us go and do a 5-year degree and we'll come back with a proper answer. We'll probably be even more confused.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into some team predictions then. We've got 11 teams to go through this year, which I'm still not used to. I sat down to write these predictions and only wrote out a list for 10, and then I was like, hang on, I'm missing something here.
Yeah, something's not right.
Right. 11th, mate. Who have you got finishing 11th this year?
This one, to be honest, I feel like this team could go anywhere from 11th to 5th but I'm going in their interpretation of the rear wing won't work how they expect. And this team is Alpine.
Oh.
So with that wing kind of opening down from the top and, well, yeah, it stays fixed at the bottom and pivots down towards the bottom. So it's completely open at the top. Yeah.
I'm loving watching the hand movements, and you're trying to
I'm trying to picture it
verbalize
and make that make sense to someone who,
is
one, is listening, but two, hasn't seen it before, so has no idea what I'm talking about.
I feel like we're going to listen back to this and we'll be like, hang on.
Yeah,
We've got no idea what's going on here.
We're going to review it and go, we should have just not tried to enter into that chat.
Delete.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm going with Alpine. They weren't great last year. Let's not sugarcoat it. They were pretty shit. I don't think that rear wing interpretation is probably going to work how they expect.
Oh.
Now, I've got no engineering degree background, aerodynamicist to back that, but that's just my own thoughts and feelings.
Vibes.
Pure vibes.
Well, that's at least we're drastically different come this prediction season. So 11th, I've got Cadillac.
Okay.
Purely because new team, I'm not expecting them to probably be as polished as the other teams. They probably won't be the slowest car to start the year, but I imagine they'll get overtaken and be at the back of the pack come the end of the season. Nothing too revolutionary there.
I mean, I do understand that, and that's why I have gone with Cadillac in 10th.
Nice segue.
Yeah. So, I believe just, new team. Yeah, they've probably had a little bit more time to play around with it, but they're trying to do a completely new setup, new people all working together. I think it'll just be somewhere near the back of the field.
Well, I'm sort of in a similar field here with 10th. I've gone Audi for 10th. Just vibes.
Just vibes?
Just vibes. I feel like there's probably going to be a little bit of a transition phase over into how Audi run things. From what I've heard, the environment amongst the team has completely changed as soon as the Audi ownership kicked in and expectations went through the roof. There's a lot of pressure on the team and they're working them hard, which not a bad thing, but I feel like that's probably not going to be a quick fix. Like Audi are probably going to develop over the coming years, and they'll embed their brand of motorsport into their Formula One team over time. And I think it'll probably be a bit of a slower rise. But time will tell.
So does Stake or Sauber or anything like that still have any part in it, and Audi are just main control, or are they fully gone and Audi's just taken over everything?
I don't know for certain, but I'd assume that Audi's just taken over completely. I don't know whether it was...
Because on the branding, I've only seen like the Audi and the Revolut, or you probably pronounce that differently, but...
That's how I say it.
Cool. That
and
works,
clearly we're never wrong. So
no, not at all.
You just heard our chat about the rear wing and how the exhaust and rah all feeds in. Like, that's exactly right.
I don't think that chat's going to age well, but anyway. We'll soon find out.
Right, 9th.
9th, I have gone Aston Martin.
Great minds think alike, so have I.
For 9th?
Yeah.
I thought you just read 9th.
No, 10th Audi.
Oh, jeez, I can't
You can't even keep up, mate.
So 9th I went Aston Martin, and so did you, so this will be interesting. A bit of this is vibes.
It's our podcast as a whole.
It's just good vibes here. That's why I should listen. So Aston, I think Alonso's still steady and the GOAT. Newey's unreal. Still probably trying to, deal with the team bosses and a bit of a dead weight in that second seat.
Stroll just cops at every opportunity we get. I love it.
But from a few things I have seen in testing, I know I said earlier that testing doesn't really affect much of my predictions, but they were struggling. I think they had some heating issues. They were struggling with their power output and taking off. So I think that looks like they've got a few issues that they're going to have to sort out, and I don't think 2026 is going to be their year.
I think the big thing for Aston Martin is that the only team that is running the Honda powertrain.
That was the other thing I was thinking of, yeah.
So because they've been struggling, it's not like other teams have also been able to collect some data and they can pull that together, and Honda can work with a larger data set. So it's whatever Aston can get themselves, which, yeah, it hasn't been great for them over the testing period. But I see Aston Martin probably struggling for, I don't know, say the first half a dozen races or so. But that dream team will turn it around eventually. Alonso should get some decent results. Stroll will be the boat anchor that he is. And hopefully they'll cut him loose at the end of the season, and in 2027 Aston will actually be a force to be reckoned with, but time will tell.
Yeah, hopefully there's a performance clause in there that'll see him gone.
Did you know that Lance Stroll's sister is a musician?
I did not.
So Daddy must have paid for her music career.
Bought the label.
Just, yeah, what do you want to do? Yeah, right, I'll buy a production company and we'll do this and we'll do that and we'll get the label and who do we need to pay off for this and that?
So is her last name Stroll, or is she married, or?
I think it was. I think she was still Stroll.
Name?
I think she's younger than Lance, so I don't know what that would, probably early 20s maybe. Anyway, fun fact for you.
Might be a name to look out for.
The next Taylor Swift.
Could be.
8th, mate.
8th, I've gone with Audi.
Right.
Kind of, I guess, not too similar with what you were saying. Bit of a rebrand, bit of a work through. And, yeah, a few of those teams, kind of like I said with Alpine, you could shuffle probably anywhere between 5th and 11th. So I've gone with them for middle of that second pack.
Right, I've gone Racing Bulls for 8th.
Racing Bulls.
Look, my bias kicked in. Really, I wanted to put them 7th, but I just didn't want to put the team that I put in 7th in 8th.
I'm not going to lie, I did have a bit of that as well with some of these.
I was like, nah, put Racing Bulls down on 8th. I think that'll probably be decent. I want to see that young fella, Arvid, how do you say his last name?
Lindblad.
Yeah. I want to see him go all right. I heard a little bit of an interview. I think, again, might have been on Sky Sports. And, yeah, I like the way he presents himself, the way he goes about it. He's driving force behind getting into Formula One. He was talking about since age 5, been his desire, and he's worked hard. And so, yeah, I want to see him get some decent results, but I think overall the team's probably going to struggle somewhat. And I assume they'll Racing Bulls will be that extra testing platform for the main team.
Yep.
Rightio. 7th.
In 7th, I had Haas. Yeah, another kind of vibes. Could put anywhere. I think they'll just be consistent in that second pack. Yeah, I think they'll have some good results where they'll pick up some decent points, and I think they'll also have some not so good results. But
delivery alone will keep them up in the points, I reckon.
Yeah,
a car that sexy can't be at the back.
It can't be, can it?
No, it'd be illegal.
Yeah, their competitors are just going to have to pull over and just let them pass.
If I got a glimpse of that in the mirror, mate, I'm hitting the brakes just so I can see it drive by, just to get a really nice shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, 7th, I had Williams, and purely, look, realistically, Williams, I think, are going to struggle at the start of the season. They seem to be overweight, struggling for pace, but I'm just hoping that they can pull it together and actually get a few points on the board maybe in the back half of the season. That's where I'm at with Williams.
Okay. That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I've got.
All right. No, that's fair enough.
I don't want to start crying.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll get into mine then. 6th, I had Racing Bulls.
Right.
Yeah, I think Lawson will settle himself in. He'll be a lot more comfortable now. He started the season with them, not be chopped and changed and disheartened. So I think he'll be consistent. And Lindblad, I think, yeah, from what I've seen and heard, he's a pretty talented driver, still very young. I think he'll be a driver to watch out for in the future. So I think he'll be picking up some decent points there too. He'll be one to look out for.
Awesome. Well, I've got Haas in 6th, so not too far off your prediction. They just seemed all right in testing. They've got a couple quality drivers. Ocon's, had to kick up the arse by his, some upper management bloke. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
I think it might have been at the livery reveal. He more or less said that Ocon didn't pull his weight last season. We're expecting a lot more from you this year. Just did a little blast.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that might fire him up a little bit. And
just out into the public.
Yeah, just a little rinse.
Jeez.
And, Behrman, I think, is going to be a force for the future. So I think that pairing, they might actually fuel each other on with a half-decent car and rack up a few points.
Yeah, you have to tune in later for our teammate battles because, I think a few of these will be pretty interesting.
It'll be spicy. A lot to watch, I reckon.
Yeah, especially all these rookies from last year to see how we think they're going to go against their teammate for the second year.
All right, we're up to arguably the leader, the best of the rest, the team of the pod position, 5th. What are we looking at here?
It feels like you've butted that over. You looked over at mine.
No.
I put Williams.
Oh, yes. Come on.
Slightly more faith than what you've got in your own brand, but that's all right.
I bloody hope so.
Williams, I think they got a good thing going there with Vows, and they've got Signs and Albon. Like they've got it going on. So I think they'll be right. I think they'll be able to hang it out there in the top 5.
Signs podium.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, I think there'll be a Signs podium. We had a couple last year, didn't he? 2 or something. I think he got 2 in the end.
I can't even remember.
Because remember he had that little unicorn Stardust bloody sticker that the girl gave him. He put on his helmet and he got a podium that one, and then I think he got another one as well. And he had to jokingly make like a public apology that he said we weren't going to be any good, we're not going to get podiums, anything like that. And then he's gone out and got like at least 1, maybe 2, I think.
Baller.
Yeah. So I think they'll continue that decent form, and I think they'll push the top teams.
And this is where we have a massive difference in prediction. I've got Alpine in 5th. You've got them in 11th. This is going to be interesting.
I don't disagree. I would not be surprised if they were consistent. I did see them up there in 5th instead of 11th, but yeah, it was just a hard one going off form for last year and trying something different with the wing. I'm just putting my bet on that it's not going to pay off, but let's see yours for 5th. I'm
purely thinking Mercedes engine, Gasly's a dog when you give him a sniff. He'll be in amongst it.
Definitely a driver that deserves to be up there in the top half and podiums and
love to see it.
Race wins.
So we'll see how that pans out. But I think Alpine may have hopefully a better year than last year. But for Gasly's sake, especially, I think he couldn't really stand tracking around at the back of the field. But Alpine in 5th, top 4, the spicy boys.
Oh, now we're getting to the heavy hitters.
4th, mate.
4th, I've gone Red Bull.
So have I.
So that one's just been I think they've struggled a little bit with their consistency. They're changing power units. They're going to Ford now. I think they've just lost that little bit of that knowing, that fallback option. I don't know, like comfort, I guess. So then, they've got Verstappen, who he's Verstappen. I don't think
cheat code.
Yeah, I don't think it mattered what he drove, he'd still find a way on the podium somehow. I still think he'll pick up some decent points, but overall, as a team, I think they'll still be up there in the top teams, but last of the first class. So
I pretty much echo your sentiment there. I think Verstappen will make that car probably look better than it is. Not that it's bad, but it's going to be interesting to see how Hadjar goes. that's the one I'm keen to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
So top 3, mate.
Top 3. In third, I've gone Ferrari.
Ooh.
I almost went to back them in again this year, but I've been burnt before with the Ferrari hype train. I think they'll do well. I think their rear wing will actually work quite well, but I believe they're just going to miss that final kind of killer instinct. And as you've probably worked out, I've got 2 Mercedes power units above them. So I think that Mercedes power unit will just be pretty baller. So what do you got?
Well, I believe I said in a recent podcast that don't drink the Ferrari Kool-Aid and, you know, they'll break your heart and rah, rah, rah. And I've gone McLaren in third.
Wow.
I just think they will lose their edge a little bit in comparison to recent years. They've got 2 gun drivers, so they're going to be up there. But, yeah, I think there's going to be 2 teams above them.
All right, let's keep the ball rolling. In second, I've gone with Mercedes.
Oh, he's backed his boys in.
So I've backed in McLaren. So I guess to win. So I guess I'll touch on both there. So yeah, I think that Mercedes power unit will be unbelievable. I was gonna back in Mercedes, but I think McLaren have just been up there recently. They're still the same power unit. They've got a great team behind them, 2 gun drivers. I just feel like they're probably going to be a bit more consistent and wanting to continue their form from the last couple of years. So go on McLaren with first, and Mercedes very close behind.
Wild. Well, I didn't drink all of the Kool-Aid. I left a little bit in the cup, and I've gone Ferrari second, Mercedes first.
It's not a bad shout, you know. Not a bad shout.
I think George Russell and Antonelli are going to have one hell of a year. I think they'll come out of the blocks red hot, and the midpoint when they potentially nuke the Mercedes engine, I think they'll have a decent advantage, and it's going to be hard for everyone to catch them from then on. I'm backing Leclerc to do some damage, and Hamilton to score a few points here and there.
Yeah, that's pretty good shouts.
I'm thinking, Ferrari, just a few little things on the Ferrari that might be all right.
Yeah, no, if you tune in shortly to our drivers' predictions, mine have got a few all over the place. I changed it about 10 times. I still aren't really that comfortable with it. But
how difficult is it? It's just...
It's just like it all depends on how the teams pick up these regs and stuff. Like, it could be... There's probably over half the grid that could be... podium and race-winning drivers, even a few of these rookies. So it all depends. Like if the team with those drivers in it picks up the regs and the rules the best, and put out this absolute, rocket ship of a car, then it could be, it could flip the whole title race on its head.
So bloody hard to to be picking who's going to finish where. But that's our wrap for teams predictions. Keep an eye out for our drivers' predictions, which will be coming out very shortly. And, we've got the race coming up in Melbourne, not too far away at all.
Yes, and give yourselves a little recap. Drive to Survive is now out. So have a bit of a watch there of a few of the episodes and get your mind fresh for the new season.
Tune in a bit of last season's drama before you get spiced up for this year.
Oh, yeah.
Rightio. Box, mate.
All right, thanks everyone for listening. If you enjoyed us, leave us a like, a comment, a review, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Catch ya.
Bye.
Oh, look at this. This is not a dog. This is a piece of shit.
Wave his magic driving skills.